I'm also recording. So, hello, welcome to the DC Democratic Party's campaign resources webinar with NGP, and we have Nyasia Brackett. Nyasia, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nyasia Brackett. I oversee state and local campaigns here at NGP Van, and I actually oversee DC. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And please, you can start with the demonstration on, if you want to start with what NGP is. This is for people who are, they may join a campaign, may start their own campaign, but want to know resources, campaign resources that exist.
Yes, thank you. So I work for NGP Van. Some of you may or may not have heard of us. We help campaigns, with political technology. We like to say we help campaigns with everything from A to Z. So we have 3 core products: Mobilize, which helps with volunteer outreach; Vote Builder, which some of you may or may not be familiar with outreach to voters; and then NGP, which handles, I like to say, our fundraising aspect of campaigns from A to Z, front to back. So here on our state and local side, we have everything included in NGP. So from the time that you receive a donation, when working on a campaign, to the end when it's time to file that paperwork, we handle everything A to Z with NGP. So if I may, Claudette, can I go ahead and share my screen and kind of give you a brief overview of NGP?
Yes.
Okay. So NGP covers everything, like I said, on the state and local side. Here with our company, we do cover federal races, state and local unions and PACs. However, I'm just going to chat about NGP for state and local races. So if there are folks kind of interested on behalf of a union or PAC or a national candidate, I'm happy to loop you in with the proper person. However, there may be some discrepancies. So do want to give that disclaimer ahead of time. Just a confirmation, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is the main landing page in NGP. So like I like to say, like I said earlier, it covers everything from A to Z. So that time you get a donation. So whether you're using our payment processor, Paragon, to receive donations on behalf of your campaign, or someone such as ActBlue to receive donations, you are able to see all of your information right here in NGP. It will populate in NGP. So the way it works, someone will donate to the campaign. That information will populate into NGP. So right here, you can see the overview of the donation amount for, my test demo database. And you can customize these things from year to date. If you need to customize this quarter, this week, you're able to do that. But you get a quick overview of the status of your campaign as soon as you log in. From there in NGP, there are a few things we can do. So NGP does start as a blank database. This is the fundraising side of things. So for those of you that may be familiar with Vote Builder, you start with kind of the My Voters universe. NGP is very different because this is fundraising. So it does start blank. So as you pull people, people interact with your campaign via donations, or let's say they sign up for emails, you will then be able to interact with those folks. So you can quickly look up some people that are in your database. You can add a new contact. So let's say you run into someone at the store and they like what your campaign stands for. They want to interact and receive emails from you. You can quickly add a new contact. And there's a few other things that you're able to do. You can see a few reports and follow-ups right here from the main page. But I'm going to go over a few things that NGP does do. So as you can follow along with me, let me know if I'm moving too fast. So from the left menu, we can go to a few things from this left menu screen. One thing is we can go to reports. So one thing that is super important here with NGP, we have a lot of unique reports that will come into NGP when you sign up, and you can actually run those reports. So we have a prospects target report. So if you have a list that you're already working with and you want to upload that list, you're able to pull this report and actually work with some folks that could be targeted prospects when it comes to fundraising. We have a this cycle resolicit report. So if there's someone that has donated to your campaign or donated period this cycle, you're able to kind of reach out to those folks and pull them into this report. We also have a last cycle resolicit report. There are a lot of folks that have donated last cycle. You don't want to let those folks fall through the cracks, so you can also reach out to those folks as well. And these are just some of the reports that come canned in NGP. Obviously, this isn't, the entire list. The next thing that we have in NGP is a disclosure center. This honestly makes NGP, this alone is, one of the reasons why everyone comes kind of flocking to NGP. This does save a lot of time, a lot of headaches, our disclosure center. So when you come onto NGP, we will upload those disclosure reports that you need for filing. And when it is time to file, you just simply pull up the report that you'll need, set the parameters, fill out all the necessary information. And then if there are any warnings or errors, you can simply click that button that I just clicked right there. It says view warnings. As you can see, Superman is missing a address. So we would be able to click into Superman's page contact record and add his address and make sure that is there. So as you can see, the disclosure home, we'll be able to add that. And when it is time to file, let's say everything is good to go, you would just click ready to file, and you can upload this form into the website. So that's a bit about filing, and I won't go too depth because NGP, like I said, covers everything. So I don't want to kind of beat your head in, but I am happy to do a more in-depth demo if anybody is interested. My information is right there in the chat for those folks that have seen it. The next thing we have here in NGP, you are able to access call time. So in NGP, we have a call time component already included. You are able to create call time right from here, create your call time list, right from here. Super important, we have a free call time app, which allows you to do call time on the go. So we know folks are busy, you can actually do call time on the go. So this is kind of a brief overview of what call time would look like for a candidate. As you can see, I'm calling my colleague, Owen. I'm going to ask him for a $500 ask amount. I can also keep track of this call outcome if needed. But something I really want to note is we have a robust donor target scoring system. So one thing that really sets us apart is our target scores. So you can actually see the likelihood to donate that a prospect would have. So as you can see that Owen is in the bottom 20% when it comes to the likelihood to donate. However, he does have a high giving potential. So you can see that Owen is in the top 10%. So that does really help when it comes to a robust scoring system. We're trying to figure out what to ask and for how much. Another thing that you will see, if this information is readily available, you will also be able to see their highest amount that they have donated. And you can see the most recent time that they've donated. So that will also be populated right here as well. So like I just said, NGP comes with everything on the state and local side. So we just briefly went over call time. Two other things that I want to chat about, and it's going to be a bit of a deep dive, a bit more of a deep dive that comes included with NGP on the state and local side. One of those things are online forms. So we can create online forms. as well as targeted email. So NGP comes with a robust email system. So the first thing I'm going to go into is targeted email. So on NGP, right, like I said, fundraising, super important. A lot of other tools, you have to have a different email platform. In NGP, it's included, which is really awesome. So you can see your overview of email performance for your entire program for the last 30 days right here. You're also able to see any pending emails that you have scheduled to go out. So if you do have emails in the future, if you're working with a consultant or anyone, you can select those emails to go out in the future. And the next thing, you can actually see the analytics of your different emails broken down by email type. So each individual email you're able to see. And I'm just going to briefly go into the email. So just follow me. If you do have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and I will answer. But the good thing about our email program being hooked up and included with NGP is you don't have to worry about pulling information from database to database and potentially missing information. That's super important. You don't want to do that when it comes to fundraising. So like I said, NGP is really included, but the good thing about that is we can actually create a list right here from NGP. So if any of you folks are familiar with Vote Builder and creating a list, it's the same concept here in NGP. So let's say I want to send a list to, send an email, my apologies, to all of my donors, all of my digital donors. I'm able to pull that via an activist code. I can preview my results. Let's say that's 636 folks. I can save that. Let's just add that. And now that this email that we are about to create will actually go to that entire list. So it was super easy, as you can see. We also really pride ourselves on deliverability here at NGP. So we do have a deliverability team and we rank deliverability from 0 to 10. So 0 being those folks that, don't open emails, 10 being folks that are always going to open emails. So we want to make sure that emails end up in inboxes and not spam boxes, as we like to say. So you can actually address and rank deliverability as you go to send. So if you want to exclude low performing email addresses, you can do that. You can also exclude certain domains when trying to send an email. The next thing you're actually going to be able to do is compose your email. So we have several different test cases. We do A to Z testing. So if you want to, let's try things with, different subject line, you're able to do that and test those emails. And then we have something called a drag and drop editor. So you are able to simply do exactly what it says. You can create an email as simple as it is to just drag and drop. So let's say we want to change a content, a row block here. Let's say we want to add a photo here and maybe a donation button right here so folks can donate. You are able to do that. And the good thing about this is you can actually toggle between desktop and mobile. So this is what it would look like via desktop, but we know several folks nowadays open emails via phone. So you can actually see what it would look like via mobile. And that's our drag and drop editor. You're also able to send yourself sample emails or anyone on your team to kind of see what it would look like. If you are doing the test case, you can actually do a recipient breakdown and decide, which percentage of this the audience will receive certain emails. And super simple at the end, when it's time to send, if everything is good to go, you will get a nice green check mark. And if you do have any issues, you are able to see, as you can see, my from email is incorrect. So you're able to just simply click there and edit the from email. So as you'll see, it will pop up and I'll be able to edit it right here. Super simple. My apologies. The last and most important thing, right? Like I said, you can schedule emails to go out in the future, which you'll be able to do right here, or you can schedule it immediately right away. There are several other things kind of with the email part, but that's just a brief overview of email. And again, NGP also comes with online forms. So this is super important. You can create several different online forms, and just like email, you can see an overview of your form performances from the last 30 days, as well as an overview of the analytics broken down by form type. And we have several different forms, so contribution forms, ticketed event forms, petition forms, sign up forms, volunteer forms, event hosts, or story collection. So you can utilize all these features here in NGP. And exiting that, I kind of just want to go into our last and most important part of NGP, which is the contact record. So a few things you're able to see when looking folks up. For today's purposes, I'm just going to look up myself. So if you're looking up someone in NGP, let's say you need a bit of information, there is a few things that you'll be able to see once you look them up. So you're able to see the address, the phone information, their employer occupation, as you can see mine. But there's a few other things you're able to see. So you can see any activist codes folks were tagged with. So as you can see, I love to volunteer. So you're able to kind of pull that if they want to volunteer. You can see the disclosure reports if they were included in any. You have several different notes. So this is really important during that call time component I showed you earlier, where you can chat with folks. You have a starting point. You can see the financial overview. So you can see if they've pledged any dollars to the campaign. You can see their contribution history and any outgoing transactions if there are any, and their cycle summary. So as you can see, for the 2024 cycle, I still have $2,800 left to give. I haven't reached that max if there is a max. And then lastly, you can kind of just see the overview in chronological order. So you can see that I've pledged to give money when I contributed, when I was tagged with certain activist codes. That is a lot, and I know it does come with a lot, but we also do have a very robust help center. So if you do have any requests or you need to submit any tickets, you can do so right there from NGP. You can also go into our help center where we have a bunch of documentation where we will assist you with anything. So let's say you are having an issue with codes, payment processing, we're able to just click that topic and we have a bunch of documented information to assist you with that. And I'm also always a resource and I am happy to help you. You can also reach out to me. Or like I said, if I'm not your account executive, I'm also happy to point you in the right direction, and we are all readily available to assist. So that's kind of the quick overview of NGP. I am happy to answer any questions if there are any in the chat.
What's your contact information again?
Yes, so I am dropping my contact information right here in the chat, but my number, I'm going to start with that first, is 202-897-3036. And that's my personal line. And then my email is Nyasia, NYASIA .brackett, BRACKETT @ngpvan.com. And like I said, I'm always happy to help. But if you have any questions, not just NGP related, but Mobilize, which we'll go over in the next session, I'm always happy to help.
Thank you, Naija. Do campaigns need to add emails into NGP, or that's already there?
No, so that information is not there. You need to add folks that have subscribed to receive emails, opted in emails into NGP, yes.
And with NGP, do you need any other services as a campaign at all, or does it just do everything?
No, you do not. So like we said, we cover everything from front to back. So we even have a payment processor, which a lot of folks aren't familiar with, where we can actually, you can use us and we partner with Paragon to accept your payments. So we do everything from processing your payments, assisting with that, to the call time, to emails, to compliance. So we'll help with everything from A to Z. So that kind of alleviates you using, several different vendors. We like to call ourselves a one-stop shop when it comes to fundraising.
How does NGP connect to a website?
Yes, so we don't formally connect. What we will have is embed code. So you can, let's say if you're using the forms, the online forms that I just briefly showed you that overview, you can link and embed those forms into your website.
But NGP's website would normally, when you go to NGP's website, it'll request that you just sign up to do this demo that you're showing right now, right?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, or if you would like a demo, you can also email me and I'll schedule you. If it's with myself, I'm happy to schedule you, or with one of my colleagues with the appropriate person and loop them in, and we can schedule the demos as well.
Okay, because I think when you go to NGP's website, it doesn't automatically show you everything. So, which leads us to here. So you see what it offers, but I think it's hard to find a contact as well. So, which is why you're here, so everyone knows that, especially for the DC area, you are the contact, and you've already given your name and your phone number. Um, any other questions? So you connect to a website, you do everything for campaigns, and they just need to reach out to you for anything else.
Yes, that is correct. And even if I don't cover your state, we have somebody that covers all 50 states if it's not myself, like I said, on every level. So feel free to reach out to me and I'm more than happy to loop you in with the appropriate person. We are a very tight-knit group team, so I'm happy to loop you in with any one of my colleagues. And if you do have any questions, you can also feel free to send me an email or give me a phone call as well.
Thank you. And that is seeing, well, I see, how are the contacts stored is a question.
Yeah, so the contacts are stored in there forever. So one thing that's super important is we actually like to work with folks as, they start on the state and local level, and maybe if they have higher aspirations. So each time your campaign is over, you have two decisions. So you can either keep your database open as you are in office, or if you would like to close down your database, you can do that. And when you're ready to run for re-election, run for a higher office, anything, we're able to reopen your database. All of that information is there and stored for you. So you don't have to worry about re-uploading things, later on when you go to run again, or should you want to run for a higher office. We also have, especially on the state and local side, folks that start as state and local candidates. Let's say they want to they want to run for a higher office. You're able to actually work with those folks and interact with those folks because we have them saved in your database as you continue to run for higher office.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none. Thank you, Night. Our candidates charge. Yes. How much how much is NGP?
Yeah, so we price, each level is different. So I can't speak to, like I said, the national pricing or union impacts pricing, but we charge based on the amount of people in the database on the state and local side. So it's super important. You would have to reach out to me and let me know how many people you anticipate to be in the database, or if you're working with any list that you already have worked with, whether it's a different database, you'll let me know those records and I'll be able to give you an accurate price. Like I said, on the state and local side, everything comes included. So that is one set price for everything. So you don't have to worry about overages for any additional add-ons or anything like that. Everything will be included in that price that we quote you.
Do campaigns have access to the database? And if they see any errors, are they able to modify that?
Yeah, so you and whoever that you would put as your administrators, you guys have sole access to your database. So you're able to reach out to us depending on what the error is. And we have a really awesome support team. I love them. They are able to assist you with any errors that are in the database if we can on our end, but you do have sole access. So I wouldn't, have access to your database or anything like that.
Are there any other questions? Seeing none, I see a lot of thank yous. Thank you so much for your time. Everyone will be in touch. Again, your phone number is, what's your phone number one more time?
202-897-3036. And I just dropped it in the chat.
Yeah.
There you are.
And just for this just for this video as well, your email is Nyasia, NYASIA.brackett BRACKETT @ngpvan.com. Thank you so much and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I hope you all have a great one as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.